Yes, my beautiful people, what is going on? It's creamslice. Welcome to season 22. I hope you're getting off to a good start and slowly getting into the game. But before we get into all that, warlocks, strand, necrotic grips, thorn, you already know, suspend, infinity poison. And the reason I'm bringing you this build first is I've ran through a few missions with it, and I also took it into a legend lost sector. Obviously currently we are 1804, lost sectors are 1830, so this is going to give you a really good idea of just how strong this exotic combo now is. We've just had a recent buff to strand and the wanderer aspect with the warlock, giving you increased damage with your tangles, increasing the blast radius of our detonations and giving us more damage with our tangle detonations when we throw it. This gameplay loop just absolutely sets off tons of detonations with the ads, everything. The biggest change to this build has to be the hand cannon buff that we just got. 75% damage increase, so thorn, necrotic grips, strand. You could just imagine day one raid, 6 warlocks running this combo. It's just game over. But let's dive straight into it. I covered this build a few days ago, but using the Monte Carlo, but seeing as hand cannons have had a significant buff, it's only right that we use the thorn. So mind spun invocation, you're going to consume your shackle grenade, you're going to enter weaver's trance, final blows, create a suspended detonation, and we're going to be pairing it with the wanderer aspect as well. This has had a little buff, guys. You do not need to run out and pick up your tangles all the time and get your head blown off. The recent buff is you shoot your tangle, it will raise up into the air and detonate with a suspending burst. The blast radius and the suspension has had a buff with its damage and radius, so it's even more potent because you can just chain detonation explosions back to back. It's just super potent, man. Oh my god. The fragments I chose to use with this was Thread of Warning to get that 60% damage resist with woven mail when we pick up an overpower. Thread of Mind, defeating suspended target grants class ability energy. It's going to feed into our melees and grenades. Then we've got Thread of Wisdom, defeating a suspended target creates an overpower. This is just for super regen, ability regen with all the orbs of power. You do not need to run that. If you don't want to, feel free to swap it out. And we've got Thread of Continuity. It has been nerfed by a few seconds, but if you use Thread of Continuity, it will give you a few extra seconds added onto your suspend, unravel and sever effects. So guys, there will be a full dim link down below in my comments, so do not miss it. Grasp of the Devourer, the necrotic grips, still potent as ever. The thorn and necrotic grips combo is back, baby. It's back, and it's even better. Grasp of the Devourer, damaging combatants, poisons them, dealing increased damage over time. That is a poison effect, and we can chain this by using the thorn hand cannon. I feel so happy that the thorn might actually be meta this season in PvE. Obviously with a hand cannon buff, I'm excited to try out Sunshot. There's a few great exotic hand cannons, but the thorn and poison just stands out, especially with the soul devour. Absorbing a remnant strengthens the mark of devour and refills your magazine, so it's going to increase the poison effects and your damage effects, added onto the 75% damage buff inside of PvE and cannons have just had, makes the thorn priceless, and it's going to be amazing. We've got Mark of the Devourer as well. Round piercing targets, deals damage over time. Does with this weapon leave behind the remnant. That's going to give us a damage buff. So I think with this build, it's totally free reign. I just recommend 100 resilience and 100 discipline. So here, there's nothing too crazy with the setup. Feel free to throw on what you want. It just revolves around strand, the necrotic grips, and thorn, chaining the poison, and detonating suspensions. So you want to throw in a connect siphon to create orbs of power. On the necrotic grips, we've got heavy-handed. This is going to create orbs of power for us with our melee. Then we've got impact induction, causing damage with our melee reduces our shackle grenade. On the chest piece, a few damage resist mods. Double connect surge will pair with the remnants from thorn, making it even more powerful and potent against enemies. So double connect surge will give you a 17% damage increase with thorn. And then we've got double bomber and outreach. So every time we throw down our rift, we're gonna feed into our shackle grenades and our melee. So the gameplay loop is pretty simple, guys. You suspend, you throw a melee in there, you get a kill, and it just spreads poison everywhere. Now, the difference to it is that thorn is now viable inside of PvE, and the difference with the tangles on the wanderer aspect. So that's going to do it, guys. Go have fun with this. I believe this season you are going to be seeing it a lot. So I'm creamslice. The next build on the channel has to be the hollow fire heart with the sunshot. So yeah, it's going to be mad. Let's get it.